Welcome back everybody to Forza Motorsport. So today we're continuing on with the Porsche Tour in the mid-engine Porsche Championship. So this is the third championship of 4. Didn't do as well as hoped in the previous one, so hopefully we'll do better this time around. I am somewhat more fond of road cars than racing cars at the end of the day, so yeah, let's see what we're going to be racing in, and yeah, get to the first race, which is at Lime Rock South. So we've got a few cars to choose from here. We've got the well, they're all the Cayman, because yeah, they're the only mid-engine cars that Porsche have done that aren't hypercars. Obviously the 918 is a mid-engine car as well, but that's far quicker than any of these are. So yeah, we've got the 2015 Cayman GTS, which has 340 horsepower from a 3.4 litre flat 6, weighs just under 3,000 pounds. Then we've got the 2016 Porsche Cayman GT4, which is even more powerful from a slightly bigger engine and even less in the way of weight. And then finally we've got the 2018 Porsche 718 Cayman GTS. The first Cayman to not come with a flat 6, as you can see it's got a 2.5 litre turbocharged flat 4, but even so it's got more power and torque than the older Cayman GTS, and yeah, even though it's got less power than the GT4 and more weight for that matter as well, it does have slightly more torque. As you can see in terms of the stats, it's got slightly better acceleration and slightly better speed. Handling and braking is worse, so the GT4 is definitely the best of the three for that. But I'm going to go for the 718 purely because it's got that extra acceleration and speed already, so a marginal amount more power will make it even quicker. Plus it's also got less in the way of PI, so therefore we've got more PI to play with. So as you can see, it's 608, whereas this GT4 is 668. Yes, the GTS has even less PI, so we have even more to play with in that regard, but the handling and braking is only marginally better than the 718, but the acceleration and speed is way worse, so I just don't think that's going to be able to upgrade it sufficiently enough in a lot of ways, to be honest. So yeah, we're going to go with the 718. It's second most expensive here, but still should be pretty fun. So yeah, we're going to go grey's a bit boring. Go orange. So yeah, as per usual, we'll keep the car in stock form for the first race. See what it's capable of in its own right. So yeah, we're at Lime Rock Park, South Chicane for 8 laps. And we're currently able to do 0 to 16 3.6 seconds and 0 to 108.7 seconds and do 177 miles an hour. So hardly a slow car. But outside of the straight on this circuit, there really isn't that much need for a great deal of speed. So yeah, certainly won't be getting up to anywhere near the amount of speed that this car can get up to, but should be a good show of its handling and braking and its acceleration as well. I am surprised it weighs more than the older versions of this car though, given it's got a smaller engine and such. But who knows, probably got extra technology inside, and maybe the turbocharger comes with extra weight as well, with an intercooler and such as well, so that's probably what's holding it back in terms of weight. Why is this game taking so long to load? Thank you, take your time.
Generations of motorsports legends return here to Lime Rock Park year after year to race this.
Yada yada yada. The same spiel time after time. Don't need to keep hearing it. Right. Let's whack the fuel. See, this is again something else that this game just continually gets wrong in terms of the quality of the game. It just doesn't register the right amount of fuel. You try and get out of it and it just jams, so I'm pressing A to be done, and there we go, but you can't accidentally press it too many times and then just start the race with the full amount of fuel. So yeah, it's not a very still not a very reliable car game, to be honest. At the moment it's still glitchy in the ways that a game that has been out now, what, 2 years should be. you'd expect these kind of bugs and stuff to be fixed long since. We've still probably got the rewind bug where you stop driving the game after you've rewound to correct a mistake or something, and then the sound will be completely gone, or down by half. So no idea what that's all about. In all honesty, I like the flat 4 in this engine, in this car. Makes me wish that they did a cheaper, lower powered 911 with a flat 4 engine. To be honest, I think it's the kind of engine that would suit that car in a more, you know, basic and easy to, you know, get people into that kind of brand and that kind of model. But they won't do that, because, you know, the 911 is a prestigious brand. I do apologise for how loud it gets when rewinding. It's nothing on my part, I can't do anything about that. It's another glitch with the game, quite frankly. Because the master volume on this game is way down low, it's only on about 45, I think. And yet, rewind, it sounds like you've got the volume all the way up to the top. But nonetheless, we are currently in 6th. Just good showing from this car, which on the whole is fairly good. It's got some understeer that you really have to get used to, but that's the case with a lot of Porsches that have their engine either in the middle or in the back. It's just due to the lack of weight up front, really. But understeer like that is, on the whole, manageable enough. Once you get used to it, that is, but I've not driven this car much at all. I've, in fact, only driven this car on this race so far, so yeah, I am learning it at the same time as driving it. Speed of this thing, you really wouldn't think you've got 2 less cylinders and 1300 less cc than the 2016 Cayman. Especially when you consider there's only 24 horsepower difference. Which just shows how much leg work that turbocharger is doing. Get into the top 5 though. And we are gaining on 5th, so there is hope. Show which version they're in. Certainly not my version, because they've got more exhausts. tell. And again, you don't need 4 exhausts for a car that's only got 4 cylinders. Oh, completely overcooked it there, I don't know why. It was on a really good run there. Again, do apologise for the sound, let's get it back as well. Yeah, that's a GTS.
3 remaining.
So yeah, for a stock car that has the smallest engine and not the most power, this is doing pretty well. Overall satisfied with this car, even though it's not a Porsche if I ever had the money, which I'm unlikely to ever have the money, is not one I'd get. I'd never get a Cayman, to be honest. I just don't feel an individual enough kind of vehicle.
Total time.
Like I was saying, they just don't feel like something that of their own accord, to be honest. It just feels like a middle ground between a Boxster and a 911. And I know that's been said a ton of times before. That's just the impression I get from it, to be honest. But it's less the case with this version because, you know, you've got a more unique engine. You've got plenty of power, not much in the way of weight, but yeah, I'm just not a particular fan of the way it looks, that sloping rear end, for instance. To be honest, the engine in this is the only real reason I would ever get something like this, because it is quite unique to the Porsche brand, and it is a pretty good engine. Especially for its size. I mean, you find me another flat 4 that has this amount of power in a car as light as this.
Final lap. You got this.
So yeah, on the whole, I like the car enough. It's just not something I'd ever seek out myself. There's that understeer again, just keeping the front. Very easy to forget about it, to be honest. We're on our last lap at least. We have at least gone 5th, even if we've completely balls this last lap up. I don't see how that was a gain at all, but doesn't matter, we are more than half a second ahead. And there we go, 5th place. Fairly solid start for this car in its stock form, but there is definitely room for improvement with the car overall, especially when it comes to that understeer. But yeah, on the whole, a reasonably impressive car. So yeah, let's get to that second race. But first, we're going to get to the upgrade screen. So let's see where we can improve it, and see if those improvements do any good for us at all. Right, so here we are at the upgrade screen. So let's see if we can cure that understeer. We do also need to improve the brakes, because they did catch us out a couple of times as well. Getting rid of a bit of weight will help this car as well, because it does obviously weigh more than the other versions of this car. Rear end grip and front end grip. Also get some sportier tyres. We'll reduce the driveline to get rid of that weight that we gained with the wider tyres, and then we'll give it some extra power. Not sure we can do a turbocharger or anything. Yeah, we will. That's tempting. Sorry, it's probably not the most logical thing to do. I want to get it to an even number now, which is usually the hard part, to be honest. 465 with no room for improvements. 470 too much. .465 it is then. Can we get any extra weight out? Because that new turbocharger has added weight, unfortunately. But we still weigh less than what we did originally, so there is that. Yeah, I think that's all we're going to be able to do. But that's still a decent amount of upgrades. Got wider front and rear tyres, lower suspension, grippier tyres, better brakes, more power, and we're slightly lighter. So as a result, we're now able to do 0 to 60 in 2.936 seconds. So nearly a second improvement on the 0 to 60 time. 0 to 100 in 6.866 seconds, so not far off 2 seconds improved in that regard. And yeah, we're now able to do 200 miles an hour. So yeah, properly quick car now, and we're at Virginia International Raceway for 4 laps. It's on the full circuit. So yeah, pretty quick circuit overall. There's a couple of quick straight-ish parts. I say straight-ish because they have a slight curve to them in a certain way.
The Virginia International Raceway is one of the
but
only venues
yeah, they are quick nonetheless.
that host the race, while simultaneously
There's not that many slow corners on this circuit. So our improvement in power and reduction in weight, which means that we get more power for our basically more bang for our buck by weighing less and improving the power, should hopefully improve our chances. So yeah, 4 extra horsepower I think we're on now. It's quite an improvement. Rock and a hard place there, because I had a car behind me and then one in front. It's a bit messy. Luckily no penalty. Daisy. Speed. Unleash all of that power. Let's go. We're already into the same position that we finished the last race on, so it's a positive sign. Those brakes and tyres working in tandem there to slow us down. I'm the one overcooking it, just like 4th place is. Well, that's a position we're going to be able to make up if it doesn't crash us on the way on in. Both of us having accidents there. Oh dear, I forgot the corner bit there. Yeah, I'll have to rewind that one. I always forget that there's that kink to this bit. Obviously not helped by the fact that let's get the sound back. Any more than 160 I think is a bit too much to expect for this car. Certainly ferociously fast now. Doesn't seem to have as much understeer as before either though. Although whether or not it's as controllable as before is another matter entirely. Might not have the understeer, but it is a bit wild with all that extra power and the fact it's got that massive turbocharger sucking in air and dumping loads of power all over the place. Gained a massive amount of time on 3rd there, just on that bit, due to the heapfuls of power. Goes off, and we follow them. Well, not as dramatically. He's got the power to make up for it. I'm enjoying how much fun this is in a straight line now. All that time we've made up on 2nd place just for that section. And then we're definitely going to overtake him here as well. At least. Regardless, we did gain massively also in the 1st place, so both are helpful, I guess.
Final lap.
It's a pretty hairy car now to drive this. It takes a damn sight more concentration than a standard car. They've been slowing down each other. Come on, take advantage. Oh, that was so close. Still, we got second, which is better than last time. But yeah, as you can see,
Good work today.
less than 0.1 of a second off first place. But still, I'm really pleased with how that car is. No, it's not perfect. It's a real handful in a lot of ways, but cured most of the understeer. And yeah, it's got ferocious levels of acceleration and speed whenever we even get the slightest chance to use it. So yeah, it's just phenomenally quick. It's not great. No, there are better ways probably to upgrade that car. Just give it a lot of handling and a marginal bit of extra power, and you probably would have a quicker vehicle. But I'm more about excitement and power and everything like that. And yeah, this is definitely fulfilled on that regard. So yeah, we've improved from our 5th place to start with, and after the first race, up into 3rd overall so far. 6 points in it between me and 2nd, and 8 points between me and 1st. So yeah, it's not a foregone conclusion yet whether or not we're going to win or not, but still, should hopefully make the next race really rather exciting. No idea why there are some that are in S-Class, or apparently not S-Class, because they got less PI than me. Not sure how that works, but regardless, we're in a good position for the next 2 races and hopefully for winning the championship. So yeah, but nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.